Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, to start this video, I'm gonna explain why I didn't make a video last week. So, I'll explain that outside in the barn, but it's gonna be okay. So we have these guys here. I just fed them, I just cleaned them out. We have Princess below, I just gave her fresh water. And then this guy over here might be a father. So on the 18th, I bred him with Moon. So I'm excited to see what their babies are gonna look like. So that's gonna be very exciting. But I'm gonna take you guys outside and explain everything, okay? So let's go out here. And my mom, I'm really appreciative of this. She installed these locks to my door. So like they're like hinges here, and then you can like, you know, like lock them and stuff like this. And it's so efficient. It keeps the door closed and stuff. Kind of keeps people out. And then she installed one below here to so I can lock it before school. Or just like lock it in general, like keep this shut. Just try to do this more. Alright guys, let's go outside. So I'm gonna show you guys a picture. And thank goodness there's nobody home right now. So I'm going to show you guys a picture. So last weekend was hard for me. It was traumatic, and it still is. So you guys might have already seen it in the paper, but so I'm gonna show you guys this. It was at the funeral, and as people were walking in, they would just see this picture frame. They allowed us to keep it. So not only am I dealing with the loss of my grandfather, but I'm also still struggling with dysphoria and how I feel about my body and stuff like that. So it's been a pretty tough ride, and I don't know if my store is going to continue, because just with basically how I've been feeling, how tough this has been for me. I just wish I was born male so I didn't have to go through this. Stuff like that. I made a video trying to explain that I need to sell my bunnies to make money so I can upgrade their space and give them a better living environment. And at the time, I didn't like putting the three boys together in that tiny cage, but I had no other choice. But you guys seen that in my previous video, I gave them a bigger cage. Somebody said I'm neglecting them, and that's why nobody will want to buy them, and things like that. So I just started deleting all the pictures off of there of the bunnies and everything. I'm just done, guys. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done trying. I'm done with everything, because, like, I'm in so much pain every single day, constantly. And just with how I feel, and not being able to get, the care I need with gender affirming care, has, you know, been pretty tough. So, like, I know who I want to be and who I feel like I'm meant to be. So here's a picture that was at the funeral. And me and my family has been trying to figure out how we're gonna survive without him. He did so much for us. He would put the coffee on in the morning. He would try to be a funny man to talk to. He would clean up the floors. He would wash the dishes. He was a great man to BS with if you wanted to. He told me that he would listen to Puff the Magic Dragon on the radio when he was little before school. So this is the picture. It says, "Within our hearts, the one we love. We are never really gone in spirit. And in memory, their legacy lives on." September 28th, 1953 to March 9th of 26. And then there's his name. So we just kind of leave that here as, like, every time we walk by, this is kind of like a sacred space, like how you, like, put memorial stuff to, like, honor. And then we have tons of pictures here, just in here in this box, of all the things he did over the years. He would pay half the bills. He would help out with the family. He would respect women. So, like, you usually don't find men like that. So, I just wanted to kind of talk about him, but, so, like, let me just generally explain exactly what happened. So, it was, February something, and, probably a little bit before February, so, like, maybe the beginning or something like that. He started filling up with fluid. He got fluid around his abdomen. He got fluid on his legs, and then his one leg started opening up with wounds because of how much the skin was being stretched from the fluid. And then we took him to the hospital. I think it was on, like, the February 15th or something. And that was the first time he was administered to the hospital. He was there until March 6th. So he was there for about 2 to 3 weeks. And then they just discharged him early because they thought he was getting better. He came home on the 6th, and then we noticed that he was a little bit more awake for a couple days from the 6th till, like, the 7th. And then, like, then he, like, couldn't get out of bed. He had trouble putting weight on his knees. Like, he couldn't, like, stand up. And then me and my mom were doing, like, care. We were doing peri-care. We were feeding him. We were documenting everything. And the morning of March 9th, 2026, it was the morning. My mom called me, told me to get up. She said Grandpa needs help with something. I got out of bed. I came downstairs, and I was watching him in the hospital style bed because that's what we got for him. And I'm watching his abdomen, and I watch him quit breathing. And then my mom calls all the, like, 911. It's before school, you know, and they're bringing in these EMS workers, they felt the pulse on his neck. I'm just watching this before school, and they just start CPR after feeling his pulse. They're bringing in the AED machine. They're working on him. They got kind of like a little heart flutter on him, so they put him onto an orange mat to load him into the ambulance and get him onto the stretcher so they can get him into the ambulance. They're working on him probably all the way up there, but we don't know that because we were trying to get ready in the morning. We were hoping that he would be transferred to the ICU and they would be caring for him. And me and my mom are in the car, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and we get a call. And the lady on the phone, or the guy, or I don't remember whose voice it was, but they called us and they said, "I am sorry, we couldn't get a pulse on him. We tried 3 more times at the hospital. They even put a tube down his throat to open up his airway to get oxygen in as they were doing a CPR. And me and my mom are just listening to this, and we start crying. And we get to the hospital. He's already, gone. And we sat with him from 8 in the morning until like 3 p.m. We just sat with him. We gave him some hugs. And we're just trying to figure out how to survive without him, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do about, like, the care I can't get and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to show you guys what I did yesterday, so you guys, know what has been going on in the barn a little bit, all this stuff. So, remember Pumpkin used to be here. This used to be his home. I figured I wanted to reduce males, so I took him up to Royal King and I sold him. So I'm never going to see my bunny again, but I know he's going to get a better home, and there's even still food and water in here from the morning before I took him up. And this is his water. So it was kind of a hard choice for me, but I knew I wanted to give him a better life and better future. And then over here, this is the bag from my cleaning out last night. I cleaned out these boys last night. So I got all their stuff into this bag. So I've been just cleaning out cages, keeping everyone clean and happy. And then my grandpa is like the type of person that would sacrifice, and give you his shirt off his back, and he would do so many great things. Anyways, so you notice that we have Stardust in here, so I introduced her. I tried introducing her baby, but they didn't accept it yet. So Stardust is in here now. She looks happier. She's running around with all the other rabbits. So I gotta figure out how to get more females with blue eyes instead of males, because I feel like the males are getting all the good genetics and the females aren't. They're not getting the blue eyes or all that cool stuff. Because look, this little white boy over here, yeah, he has blue eyes and he has Angora fur. So the 2 boys, I checked them. So there's 3 boys and 2 girls. So this little brown one here is a girl. The orange one's a boy. Then this black one here is a girl. And then those 2 are boys. And those 2 got the best genetics. So and they're both boys. So that's why this is tough. Because I'm not getting any girls with the good genetics. I'm only getting the boys. So we have her baby's over here because they were attacking her. And I just put it back in Stardust's original cage. So that's kind of what's going on. Got everybody here. So you might notice that Sugar is no longer in here. She went up with Pumpkin as well. So I no longer have Sugar or Pumpkin. So I noticed, because when Moon was younger and before she hit full adulthood, they also didn't accept her. So I'm thinking once they hit adulthood, then they might accept you, because then you find your place better inside their little group here. So now Stardust can run around with everybody else and eat hay and, get that exercise that she needs. We still have Twist over there. We still got my boy Darkstorm here. And then we have these guys behind me in their little home here. So they're just chilling. You see how all these males are getting, like, the best genetics? Like, even if I try to breed Buttercup out to see if any of her daughters will get blue eyes, I always get males with the blue eyes. And it's just like, what the heck? So I'm thinking either I have to breed out, like, the gene of just, like, have the whole entire my breed be just blue eyes. Like, I have to breed, like, male and female, and then continue with both sides of parents containing that gene. So I'm thinking that's what I have to do. But pretty much all my males with blue eyes are related to Buttercup. So, I mean, that's kind of been a bummer. So look at this little guy over here. There he is. I think this guy might have a little bit of heterochromia from what I could have seen. But I don't really know, so I'm going to try to zoom this camera in. You guys can see him better. So you guys can see that those are both males and they're both getting the best genetics. So, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, because these guys are, like, show quality, but also, like, I have so many males. And if they were females, then they could just live in here and run around, like, with all these other girls. So if they were females, they could be just put into here and then run around and live their life in here. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, you see how this guy here, he's turning his head, but I'm going to try to get a better view in of his eye color, because, like, he likes to show us a little bit sometimes. Okay, so this guy has a little bit of heterochromia himself. Then you can, like, kind of see it. And, you guys can see that. That's his eye color. He has a little bit of blue in there. So you guys can see the males are either getting blue eyes or heterochromia. And the females are just getting solid, straight brown eyes. So, like, what do you do in this situation? So I'm thinking I have to find a female. Like, I found a male that was Twist with blue eyes. And he originally started this whole breed. So maybe I have to, like, find a female with blue eyes too, and go from there. I mean, I think that's what I have to do. I'm giving them a banana. You like these bananas. So guys, that's just everything going on. So I hope you guys like this video. So I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. And I do enjoy making videos and stuff. So hopefully I'll post more but just with everything going on, it's just been a lot. I'm tired of, like, living every day with, like, the wrong parts. So that can be, like, you know, I'm not, like, trying to talk about my stuff, but, like, you know, it's hard every day for me to live with, you know, the wrong parts and stuff. So I'm just trying, hoping that there's going to be something better, and eventually I'll get all the stuff I need and all the care I need. And it's just been so tough on me. It's like anytime anybody mentions that, you know, you have the wrong parts or something, it can be painful. If somebody mentions your wrong name, then it can be painful. So, like, all of it's painful, and it gives you a headache. It makes you feel sad, and that's kind of how dysphoria feels, because you feel like it's all messed up, it's all wrong. There's gonna be no chance of anything getting better, and that's just kind of how it feels. So I'm just trying to hang in there, hoping that there's gonna be something better on the other side, and getting through this is what I mean. So look, they're all eating banana here. They're all cute. So there we go. Guys got to see some bunnies today. And hopefully Shadow will become a dad, and we'll see what their babies look like. Hopefully she will have some babies, and we'll get to see what genetics they carry. So anyways, guys, have a great weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. So guys, I just wanted to say this. I'm going to do I was thinking of doing a short dedicated to my grandpa's favorite song. So I wanted to do that for him, just so you guys get to hear it and, you know, listen to it. So